Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. With all the trouble going on at the university, I've been asking people, who's the chancellor, what's the Board of Regents, and people say they don't know. Andy's got the week off, I've got the rundown and some answers. Howard Rosenberg joined the Board of Regents 7 years ago. What does he think of them now? Plus, what in the world is going on there in Southern Nevada? We'll have more coming up in just a moment. And coming up on the Power Pundit panel today, Alfredo Alonso, Wayne Frediani, and Martha Gould. It's all coming up next on the all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
The Abowed family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
Catch us straight, dine at 8. Lucky you. Lucky you. Dance till 1, have some fun. Lucky you. Lucky you. Taste the shrimp, have a sip, try the pool. Play it cool. At the Sienna Hotel Spa Casino. Lucky you.
In business, the key to success is not the quantity of your clients, it's the quality of your clients. Almost all companies will tell you they want more sales, but what they really need are quality customers who pay their bills on time. With Employer Link's client vendor screening program, we provide comprehensive reports regarding the financial performance of your corporate prospects, customers, and vendors. Build your business with great clients and vendors. Call Employer Links today at 883-3733.
If you own a business and want to maximize your company's potential, join the Retail Association of Nevada. Our membership benefits include the Nevada Retail Network Self-Insured Group, providing workers' compensation coverage that can lower your rates. That savings can go directly to your bottom line. We are an effective pro-business organization that lobbies on behalf of our business members. The Retail Association of Nevada, protecting Nevada businesses for 35 years. Call 882-1700 to see what we can do for your organization.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad, political analyst Andy Engelman on No Holds Barred Political Forum. Now, from the News 4 Broadcast Center, here's Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we're joined by Regent Howard Rosenberg, a frequent guest on this program. Pleasure to have you here.
It's nice to be had.
I want to start out with something may sound a little goofy to you.
Goody.
Wouldn't be the first time. I've talked to a lot of people about the scandals that have gone on within the university system connected to Ron Remington, who's president of the community college in Southern Nevada, and John Cummings, who is the lobbyist as well as a professor there, who were both demoted in a recent scandal. I'm stunned by how many people have no idea who the Board of Regents are, what they do, what a chancellor is. Would you explain briefly so that the public understands in Northern Nevada why this story is very important to them and their pocketbooks?
Okay, I'll try. The Board of Regents is composed of 13 members elected from the different districts all over the state. They are in charge and responsible for all higher education in the state. That's 4 community colleges, a state college, the 2 universities, and the Desert Research Institute. It's one of the only boards in the United States that is responsible for all higher education throughout the state. In other states, there are smaller boards that are responsible for each one of the units, then a coordinating board. The chancellor works for the Board of Regents, as do the presidents. She is in charge of all of the presidents and each of the units and reports directly to the board. The presidents report directly to the board, but through the chancellor.
Okay, and how much money of the state budget is involved in running the system?
A great deal, Sam. Many, many, many millions of dollars.
Probably the largest single segment of the budget?
I don't know about that, but if it isn't, it comes close.
And it certainly is something that the public should be aware of.
Yes.
It directly affects people who live in northern Nevada through the taxes that
very
they pay.
definitely.
Okay, let's talk about this closed-door personnel session. You were given a report conducted by a private investigator that's over 1,000 pages.
Yes.
This would be this.
Right
that
here.
you have here.
Yes.
We have a couple of shots of it so you can see the heft of this. How long in advance of that personnel session were you given this report?
We weren't given it in advance. We got it when we sat down in the session.
And over how many hours were segments of this report revealed to you?
Between 16 and 19 hours, depends upon who you talk to. After a certain amount of time blurs. You don't know.
Have you read this entire report at this point?
No, absolutely not. I've read segments of it. I keep going back to it, looking for things that I thought I missed. I think we all have done pretty much the same thing that way. But no, I have not read the entire report. You can see that I've got it tabbed 50 ways from sundown, trying to go back and finding things. You know, Sam, it's almost like a movie. You know, if you miss something in a movie, you can't go back unless you watch the whole movie over again. In a book, you can go back to the couple of pages that you might have missed before to pick up what you've lost. This, you're skipping back and forth so many times. It's, for me, and I'm not the brightest bulb in the chandelier, I'm the first one to admit it, but for me, it's really heavy going.
Okay, is this a report that has a beginning, a middle, and an end, or is it a compilation of various things?
It's a compilation of various things. We did not read it. It was read in sections to us. And I think that's important to recognize because someone had to determine what sections to read to us. And in the end, as I went through what I had gone through with other members of the board, it was almost like a prosecution, but there was no defense. That made me absolutely furious because you're dealing with human beings' lives. And I'm sorry. They need to be able to defend themselves.
There was also no sworn testimony, correct?
No.
So everything was hearsay?
Exactly. I don't know that you can call it hearsay. I do know that it's unsworn. And not that I would impugn anyone's integrity. By the same token, I would feel better if it was sworn testimony.
The Chancellor was here in the last week or so, along with Regent Doug Hill. They both agreed with the majority of the board's decision to remove both the President and John Cummings as lobbyist from their positions. You didn't.
No.
Why?
I have not seen enough evidence, real evidence. I have not listened to either of the two men. In a closed personnel session, I was under the impression that according to the open meeting law, the people being discussed were supposed to be there so that they could answer questions, answer charges, say, no, this is not true, anything. They were not given that chance.
Did anybody ask for them to be able to appear?
Yes.
And what was the response?
No.
Why?
Good question, Sam, and I wish that I understood the reason for it. I don't know. I really don't. For me, you have to understand something. Many times we're told there are two sides to every story. I believe there are three. There's your side, my side, and the truth. It doesn't mean you're lying. It doesn't mean I'm lying. It means that through the interpretation, somewhere in the middle is where the real meat of what we're discussing is. I've not heard their side. I've not been able to find the middle ground. I've only got one side, and I don't like what I'm reading.
Let's take a break. We'll come back more with Regent Howard Rosenberg after this timeout.
Atlantis is cooking up a party. It's every diner's paradise. Toucan Charlie's Buffet and Grill, voted Reno's best buffet by locals year after year. Experience the Mongolian barbecue, new Asian station, and sumptuous exhibition stations filled with fresh entrees, salads, and desserts. Try the Friday night seafood buffet and Sunday champagne brunch. Atlantis.
Would you like to savor a Trento pork chop? Or maybe pasta rags with grilled chicken? Hugo's Tuscan Grill at DeAndrea is a celebration of color, flavor, and freshness. Each dish is created from natural, wholesome foods that is delicious and nutritious. Hugo's is a comfortable restaurant with breathtaking city views. If you enjoy great food and good company, visit us here at Hugo's. It's the best that dining can be. 2900 South DeAndrea Parkway in Sparks.
I ordered this beef broccoli here at Harris Buffet in Reno, and it was here in less than 60 seconds. What's up with that, Dave?
Sam, that's one of 20 dishes that we guarantee fast, guarantee fresh, made to order 7 days a week at Harris Reno's Buffet.
And I understand that just for this month, a 2-for-1 special just by showing your Nevada ID.
That's correct. We want to invite all of our Nevada residents to come down and experience this great buffet. We guarantee you a fresh, quality meal.
It's fast, it's delicious, and it's 2-for-1 at Harris Buffet.
To experience the royal cuisine of India, you need some serious magic or simply transport yourself to India Garden, right here in Reno, where you'll discover Indian specialties refined over centuries. Sikh kebab, tandoori dishes cooked in our own tandoor oven, biryani specialties, curries, fresh-baked Indian bread, over a dozen vegetarian dishes, even dishes rare to India like dosa, South Indian-style crepes. India Garden off South Virginia near Sports West. We are India.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Andy Engelman.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, talking with Howard Rosenberg, the University Regent, about the scandals down at in Southern Nevada that have occurred, and the Board of Regents meeting.
You know, that word scandal really fractures me.
Why?
I mean, because what is a scandal? When you come right down to it.
I think something that is out of the ordinary and against the grain of what normal, decent people would expect.
Now, the decent part I'm not entirely sure of, but the rest of it you could say that I'm a walking scandal, because I don't by any way, shape, or means adhere to what norms, quote, are, and I don't think many of us do. It's an unfortunate situation that has occurred down there. I think that calling it a scandal is slightly inflammatory.
Two men,
Do not show me the newspaper.
Excuse me, 2 men have been demoted from their positions.
Yes.
One, a over 30-year veteran,
right,
with unbelievable reviews from the university as recently as the last year.
Yes.
And you don't think that's a scandal? This is a
scandal. That's a scandal.
This
I'll
is
buy
a full page.
That I will buy.
This is a full page in the Las Vegas Review-Journal, an open letter to the Board of Regents asking that this decision be rescinded and reconsidered.
Right.
We have the Las Vegas Review-Journal report cites bias at college. We'll get into all of that in a moment. So we have established there is a scandal here. Let's talk about other members of the Board of Regents with whom you disagree.
What about them?
Well, on what grounds?
Well, I disagree with them because we're both looking at this from opposite directions. But I think the other thing to remember, Sam, is the board is composed of 13 people. There is a 6-to-7 split on this issue. It is a very important issue, no ifs, ands, and buts about it. But the board is very cohesive, working with the rest of what the situation is that keeps the system running. We had over 40 items on the agenda this last board meeting, where, again, it was ratified.
Okay, well, please
let me finish.
I understand.
Let me finish. Wait,
we only have so much time.
That's all right. We'll go into the next program. What really occurs is the board worked beautifully to clear all of those agenda items. The system is fine. The units are working relatively well.
But what
the kids are getting what they need.
What happened here?
I don't know, Sam. I don't know. It's a way of looking at things that are very different, and we have a split, a 7-to-6 split.
Okay, simply, can you explain your side, their side?
Their side was that everything in here was persuasive enough for them to take the action that they took. I don't find that this is persuasive enough. I want to hear what the 2 men in question have to say. They deserve the right to be heard. It may not be legally necessary, but it is humanely necessary. And that's what I'm about teaching in this system. The humanity involved. These are human beings, and their lives are important, and they need to be given every chance to defend themselves. They haven't been given that chance.
Okay. There are now accusations of a patronage system existing within the college system. Do you agree with that? Do you disagree with that? That people are being given jobs because they are legislators or people who can influence and help the university system at the legislature?
Sam, I don't believe there's a patronage system as such. I think that there have been hires made, perhaps not for the best reasons possible. By the same token, if a legislator comes to me and he asks me to hire someone and he sits on a committee that is very powerful and could conceivably influence my budget and the way I am able to take care of my students, I will look at the person that he's bringing me, and if indeed that person seems qualified, I probably would do the same thing.
Okay, is that right?
No. Is it the way life works? Yes, it does, Sam.
Okay, most of the people who are being attacked under this patronage umbrella are Democrats. There is one Republican, Ray Rawson, but most of them are Democrats. Do you feel a political pressure going on here?
No, I don't. But then I'm totally nonpartisan anyway, Sam. The Board of Regents is nonpartisan, and you know what I know about politics as such. You can put on the head of a pin and probably have room left for me to dance on top of it to boot. I am concerned with human beings. I think the board is concerned with human beings. Our students, our faculty, our staff, even our administration. It's somewhat strange for many members of the community who know me to find me supporting an administrator. I'm faculty, Sam. Administration is the mortal enemy. You're still dealing with human beings, and they deserve the right to be heard.
In previous appearances on this program, you joined the Chancellor on this set.
Yes.
You did not in her last appearance.
No.
And I was a little surprised at that. Has your opinion in any way changed of the Chancellor?
The Chancellor's behavior has me puzzled. The Chancellor not saying anything has me somewhat disturbed. I've known Dr. Nichols for almost 20 years. My opinion of her essential humanity and skill hasn't changed one bit. I don't understand why she is not doing some of the things that I would like to see her do.
Why have you not picked up the phone to Ron Remington and John Cummings to ask them for their position?
Why have I not? I have.
I'm sorry, in that case, tell me what you have found.
I have found that much of what's in here is very easily refuted if I listen to them. Again, it's non-sworn testimony, Sam. So how much of it I can give weight to when I'm considering what's in here, I'm not entirely sure. But I've talked to both men. I haven't talked to Mr. Cummings but once, and Dr. Remington I've talked to a couple of times, mainly to make sure that they're okay, that they're alive. This is the holiday season. I think that we need to be concerned about that too.
Okay, you got 15 seconds left. What needs to be done to get this thing taken care of and for the board and the public to be satisfied at the end of it?
I think that what we need to do as a board is rescind the actions that were taken in 2 meetings. And number 2, we need to invite someone to do an investigation with sworn testimony, if indeed we feel that's necessary, so that we have something that we can really rely and depend upon. It needs to be done in such a way that it is not punitive and it is not in any way prosecutorial, but it is a fact-finding situation, and we need to listen to 2 men who have something to tell us, and they need to be able to do it in closed session if they want, but I'd like to see it in open session.
We'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers. Stay around for the pundits, will you? After this timeout.
Before you head to Carson, take care of yourself with a visit to Tamarack Junction. Catch a hot cup of coffee and the morning news on one of our 32 TVs and enjoy the best food in South Reno. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
The Abowed family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
Your home is an expression of all things comforting and familiar. For custom storage, you can count on California Closets to provide quality, value, and design integrity. The process is easy. combining your personal style with our organizing expertise. We care about what matters most to you, making your home functional and beautiful. California Closets, simplifying home and life since 1978. Call today for your complimentary design consultation.
When you sign up for Wells Fargo free checking, you get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Make your daily commute easy with breakfast or lunch at the Tamarack Junction. Enjoy daily specials, super fast service, and South Reno's freshest morning meals. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Andy Engelman.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers. Andy, by the way, on vacation this week, and I hope she's relaxing and enjoying herself. We continue on with our pundit panel. We've asked Howard Rosenberg to stay on here and discuss things with our panel. Panel today is Wayne Frediani. He's the Executive Director at the Nevada Franchised Auto Dealers Association, Martha Gould, Washoe County Democrat, and Alfredo Alonso with Lionel, Sawyer, and Collins. Pleasure to have you all here.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm going to let you take the first question here, Alfredo.
I guess following up on the conversation earlier, with respect to the underlying problem of public employees in office, what is your feeling there, and how do we fix this problem in the future?
Now let's talk about public employees in elected office. We have a citizen legislature. Now let's just say that we prohibit all public employees. Who are we going to prohibit next so that all we get are rich people who can afford to take the time to sit in a legislature? I think that's a bad idea.
And I agree with you, but how do we fix it?
It's very simple. You simply leave everything the way it is, and you trust to the good nature of people and their good ethical sense and their good moral sense to abstain from voting on something that would personally benefit them, and to go and ask for help when they need it, as I do. Every time an agenda comes out, I go over it very carefully with my lawyer to make very sure that I'm not getting in any way into a situation where I can be accused of making myself money or in any way helping myself.
We are supposed to have a code of ethics.
You got it.
For public officials. And I think this takes us back to something we talked about before, Sam, and that is this, what do they call it, the Ethics Commission, which doesn't seem to operate sometimes in a very ethical
but
way.
it does at other times, believe me, I know well.
But the bottom line is, I happen to agree with Howard. It is a citizen legislature, and you know what? Public servants are citizens, and they do vote, and they do pay taxes, and they have a right to run for public office.
Well, I would agree, except I do believe that each, whether it be the university system, or it be the county or the city, they have to have a set of standards, and they have to have that set of standards to monitor those individuals, so that the issues that have come up this year, and ultimately came obviously to you with the two individuals, never happen again.
But there's something I wanted to come back. You said in the very beginning, in terms of the structure of the university system being somewhat unique, and I happen to agree with you that, first of all, I think there are too many regents. 13 governing board, good Lord.
Martha, do you know that the average governing board is minimum 15, and they go to 32? And
That's insane.
They say optimum level is about 16.
Would you support a smaller region?
No, I rather like this one. I really do.
Do you think that's part of the problem, though, Howard, why it's maybe sometimes ineffective because of the number on
I
the
don't
board?
think it's ineffective. I think at times it gets to be unwieldy, but it's called democracy. And sometimes that happens. But I think the more input that you have, the richer the decision ultimately becomes. Do we sometimes disagree with one another? Yes. Do we sometimes disagree with one another rather vociferously? Yes, very definitely. But that's what it's about.
Well, maybe what you need to think of in terms is, and again this goes back to something you said in the very beginning, that perhaps the structure of the university system itself should be changed so that the presidents perhaps would have more responsibility and their own governing boards or an advisory board?
They do have. They're called foundations in many instances and steering committees in others. Presidents don't operate in a vacuum. We are very fortunate in having dynamite presidents, but we ask them to do an impossible job, Martha, because we want them to be entrepreneurs for their institutions, to defend their institutions, to advocate for their institutions, but you must all play nicely together because there's only one sandbox.
But Howard, it sounds to me like if the Board of Regents is working under the premise of a democracy, where does the premise of due process come into play?
I mean, that got lost somewhere along the way.
Why would not these people be allowed to defend themselves?
Again, I am told, I don't know how correct this is, but I am told that where due process is concerned in the academy, it doesn't apply. I have heard this now two or three.
But it's public dollars.
No, but it's public dollars, but it's the academy, and it is different. I understand that. I'm not worrying about legal or not legal. I have, at one point where we're accused of breaking the open meeting law, 5 lawyers in the room. And still I'm accused of breaking the open meeting law. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know. I asked,
and
but
we'll be hearing more about that from the Attorney General. We're out of time, guys.
Will.
Thank you for being here. We'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers after this timeout. Pipe down, will ya?
It's America's largest historical district, and it's fun for the entire family. Virginia City is where the West comes alive every day, from train rides to gunslingers. Your gang can explore mines and interesting museums, visit historic saloons, and do some great shopping. Virginia City is the ultimate in family entertainment, and it's very affordable. Come up and stay overnight in our hotels, motels, and RV park. Virginia City, the Wild West at its best.
I ordered this beef broccoli here at Harris Buffet in Reno, and it was here in less than 60 seconds. What's up with that, Dave?
Sam, that's one of 20 dishes that we guarantee fast, guarantee fresh, made to order 7 days a week at Harris Reno's Buffet.
And I understand that just for this month, a 2-for-1 special just by showing your Nevada ID.
That's correct. We want to invite all of our Nevada residents to come down and experience this great buffet. We guarantee you a fresh, quality meal.
It's fast, it's delicious, and it's 2-for-1 at Harris Buffet.
Atlantis is cooking up a party. It's every diner's paradise. Toucan Charlie's Buffet and Grill, voted Reno's best buffet by locals year after year. Experience the Mongolian barbecue, new Asian station, and sumptuous exhibition stations filled with fresh entrees, salads, and desserts. Try the Friday night seafood buffet and Sunday champagne brunch. Atlantis.
Sign up for Wells Fargo free checking. You get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
Note from Andy Engelman and myself. Thank you so much for watching this past year. We hope you'll continue to watch throughout 2004. A very exciting political season coming up. And even though these words are going over my face, it doesn't really matter. All we want to say is Happy New Year to all of you from Nevada Newsmakers.